It was the most feared army in history. They crashed the nation in just weeks. But when the camera stopped, a different story appeared. Behind the propaganda were exhaustion, cold, and an inevitable collapse. From the burning sands of Africa to the frozen ruins of Stalingrad, this is the untold face of the German soldiers.
1933, the moment that changed history. President Hindenburg shakes hands with the new chancellor. It symbolizes the old Prussian military tradition, bowing to the new regime. This handshake paved the way for the most destructive war mankind has ever seen. The war was won on paper before it was fought on the field. Here, generals planned the next blitzkrieg over a map. Their strategy of speed and surprise shocked the world. Notice the intensity. At this stage, they believed they were invincible. The peak of their power, German soldiers marched past luxury shops in Paris. France had fallen in just 6 weeks. It seemed like nothing could stop them. The swastika flag flying in the City of Lights was a massive shock to the world. Speed was their greatest weapon. Motorcycle units acted as scouts, moving miles ahead of the tanks. They look unstoppable here, racing towards the enemy. But stay tuned for Photo 12 to see the frozen hell where this speed meant absolutely nothing. The Desert Fox himself, Field Marshal Erwin Rommel, studies a map in North Africa. Respected by both friends and enemies, he was a master of tank warfare. The heat and dust were brutal, but his Africa Corps became legendary for their tactics. While tanks got the glory, the reality was different. Millions of soldiers walked across Europe on foot. Look at the sheer number of men marching in this column. They are moving into the unknown, carrying the heavy weight of their equipment and orders. Not all soldiers wore field grey. These men in blue uniforms likely belonged to the Luftwaffe field divisions. As the war dragged on, Air Force personnel were sent to fight on the ground. Their faces show they are young and perhaps inexperienced. Logistics is the heartbeat of war. A convoy of trucks moves supplies to the front lines. As the army moved deeper into Russia, these supply lines stretched until they snapped. Mud and snow eventually became their worst enemies, halting these trucks. A rare moment of rest. An officer smokes a cigarette in his tent. His face looks tired and cynical. The initial excitement of victory is fading, replaced by the exhaustion of a long, drawn-out war. He wonders when, or if, he will go home. High-ranking officers discuss the situation under the trees. Their clean uniforms contrast with the dirt of the battlefield. As the tide of war turned against Germany, these conversations became more desperate. They knew the era of easy victories was over. Winter has arrived. High-ranking officers, possibly including Hitler, review the troops in heavy coats. The German army was famously unprepared for the Russian winter. The freezing temperatures killed as many men as the enemy bullets did, a chilling reality. Here is the reality I warned you about. A soldier sits in the absolute ruins of a city, likely Stalingrad. The lightning war had turned into a rat war. Surrounded by destruction, the look on his face says it all. Defeat is near. Dug in deep, soldiers man a machine gun in a trench. The war of movement had stopped completely. Now it was a brutal fight for every inch of ground. The camaraderie in the trench was their only comfort in this living hell. Soldiers ride on top of tanks moving through a factory area. Interestingly, the helmets suggest these might be captured Soviet T-34 tanks being used by the Germans. It shows their desperation for better equipment to fight the massive Soviet armored waves. We end with a view from the other side. Soviet defenders overlook the Kremlin in Moscow. This was the ultimate prize the German army never reached. Despite all their tanks and speed, they were stopped at the gates of this city, the turning point.
History tells us about victories, but the truth hides in the silent moments. This image shows how a power, once believed to be invisible, slowly collapsed. What struck do you most in this story? Write in the comments, don't forget to like video.